Shubhaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Srila Namaste Prabhupada Deve Gauravani Pachayane Nirvishesha Shanyavari Naradagatayatayane Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhupada Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Srila Gaurahari, Srila Gaurahari, Srila Gaurahari, Srila Gaurahari, Srila Gaurahari, Srila Gaurahari. Srila Gaurahari, Srila Gaurahari, Srila Gaurahari, Srila Gaurahari, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare Krishna.
Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste.
Oh, it's cool. Like that. Okay, so we're there on that. Let me just see if we're also on Twitch.
Come on, then you gotta go.
Looks like we're also on Twitch. Hi Krishna, can I hear you? Hi Krishna, can I hear you? Yes, loud and clear. Oh God. I'm probably live on YouTube. Okay, great. Nice. Hare Krishna. The question of fear and how it relates in God consciousness. I'd like to read something that was posted to me today by a very nice devotee. And he writes the following. Morning. Have you ever thought about the concept of fearing God? It always felt very odd to me, as I associate fear with demons. The countless near-death experiences I have read does not speak of fear with source, but all love. And you can hear the common saying that fear is the opposite of love. I was just reading parts of the Bible yesterday, and it emphasizes on fearing God, and it just feels very off to me. It seems like, excuse me, 1 minute. Excuse me, duties to attend to. That seems like a Saturnian god that requires to be feared. Unfortunately, I had a falling out with the Vaishnavas over this, as they were very set on the idea that one should fear God. I reply, don't you think the Mandaris are in fear when they hear him breathing heavily in their ears? He replies. When I've experienced what appeared to me as source, making himself known, I did not experience fear whatsoever, just love and awe. So I do not understand. I do not have a trembling for my life or that type of vibe which I have felt before, but only with Lucifer and some not so friendly alien entities. When I felt above me a light of 1,000 suns, I did not fear, but I was in complete bliss, immersion, and every cell in my body automatically bowed down, which made the experience even better. When I saw a golden lion with vines that was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen, I did not fear, but I thought it was a joke because it was just too much. I wasn't then as devoted as I am today, but it was such a reverence to have seen. Both of these instances came with zero fear, and they were among my strongest experiences of what I consider source, theater, playing a visit for me, which was so nice of him. I don't know, perhaps people need fear to feel comfortable. I personally don't resonate with it, especially now in 2020 and 21 where fear has really controlled everyone. Synchronously, because Source is having a conversation with me in this way. At an evangelist church today, the preacher's topic was specifically about fear and the other side of fear, which he said was faith. I also looked around on the internet for some other perceptibles. I don't know what that word is. This is very interesting. Ibn al-Qayyim, a prominent Muslim scholar, said, the heart On this journey towards Allah, the exalted, is like that of a bird. Love is the head, and fear and hope are the two wings. When the head is healthy, the two wings will fly well. When the head is cut off, the bird will die. When either of the two wings is damaged, the bird becomes vulnerable to every hunter and predator. Thus, without love, fear, and hope, one's relationship with God would not be sustainable. This fear, then, is not like the usual one, perhaps. I think maybe the fear is not being a good enough devotee, fear of chanting, and it just being repetitive routine, going through the motions. It's a concern, but I wonder if that concern is the fear that you're talking about. So, of course, we start off the five sty bhavas, awe and reverence. There must be awe and reverence there. In the highest conjugal mood of Madhurya Bhav contains all the other bhavas, awe and reverence, friendship, neutrality, paternal, and conjugal. The awe and reverence is there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's very nice of you. You stop now. But then there's another fear. The fear of not finding your beloved. The fear of not hearing him when he calls. And the fear of meeting him when you do meet him. And the fear of what he might do when he gets his hands on you. The fear of embarrassment of what if your family and relatives find out what you've been doing. You're a respectable member of the cowherd society where marriage is sacred. Protection from the husband and family is there. A young chaste wife does not leave the confines of her home to venture into the darkness of the forest to find the flutist, the flute player. The anxiety and fear is there. That heightens the energies. So fear is there in the first steps of becoming aware of the divine, becoming conscious of his greatness, his omnipotency, his omnipresence, of his closeness to us, which we never realized before, and our acknowledgement of his presence, and our embarrassment and shyness and fear is there. But fear is the first push to death is there. Fear of death and a fear of not serving our Lord properly and not serving the devotees properly. Fear is a great spur, a great incentive to keep pushing against all of the illusion and restrictions that we find that impediment us on our path home, back to source, to God, to our cherished. But there's always the fear then when you move closer and along the path, and the fear of missing the rendezvous, the fear of missing his sidelong glance. It's a transcendental fear. A fear of upsetting the guru and the Sangha, the fear of being ostracized, the fear of being excommunicated. But you have to be true to yourself. Oh, they may say you need more purification. Oh, they may say you can't read those books. You're not qualified yet. Oh, you can't relish those leelas. You're not purified enough yet. The greed and need to relish those is purification enough in itself. Of course, sometimes we may have to bend the rules of our guru's instructions. Sometimes following the instruction is a test to see if you are greedy enough to break those rules. The fear of walking the tightrope alone. The fear of standing up and being strong and bold and greedy enough to show the Lord that you may even go against everything that you held sacred to get closer. So, thank you, Prabhu, for writing such a nice comment to me. Fear is there. The material fear is there, and the transcendental fear is there. The transcendental fear is very sweet. The material fear can also be sweet if it brings you into transcendence. We are all temples of the Lord. Every nook and cranny, every orifice and side door, every avenue and cul-de-sac, everything is sacred when used in service of the sacred. Srila Gaurahari Das ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanandi, Haribol.